Okay, so remote coaching. Are you a good fit? Are you not a good fit? First of all, what is remote coaching, right? And so remote coaching is the ability to have the accountability of having someone there in order to help you with what exercises to do, how to do them properly, and just making sure that you're accountable to someone and not just, let's say, an app, right? So it's a deeper level of accountability. The beauty of remote coaching is you can really do it from just about anywhere, right? And so because we live in a really technological era, we have access to all this technology that allows us to connect the coach and the client, which is really, really important. So the idea is that when you're doing remote coaching, you would start by beginning with the initial assessment. And so you would come into the gym, we would do a 3 hour assessment where we do, you know, goal setting, understanding the purpose around what you're doing and why you're doing it, and then doing a movement analysis and a physical assessment to understand what are your particular imbalances, what are your, what parts of your body are a little bit weaker or stronger, and that can give us a general idea of how we should design the program specifically for you, right? And so once we have those 3 hours of, let's just call it knowledge under our belt, as coaches, what we want to do is design the right program specifically for you, okay? And so it's not the same as everyone else's program. We're not selling, thousands of these programs online. We're really doing it on a one-to-one basis depending on what that assessment tells us. And so we always do the assessment in person because it's much, much easier and we can get a lot better data out of it. And then from that point on, depending on logistically where you live, it might not be feasible for you to come to our location at the Prince of Wales and Hunt Club, right? And so because of that, we have a remote coaching opportunity where people could understand what they should be doing and how they should be doing it, and you come into the gym to do your monthly consultations. But I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, sorry. So okay, how do you know if you're actually a good fit for remote coaching, right? So there's a couple things that you want to think about a little bit. One of them is going to be, do you have access to any gym, right? And so you don't necessarily need access to a gym, but we do ask that you have some kind of equipment to your disposal, or else you're only going to be doing body weight exercises, which might be fine for like a month or two, but then eventually it just might become really boring, right? And you might want to feel like you have a little bit more variance, and a little bit more I guess a little bit more excitement ultimately. So how do you know if you're a good candidate for remote coaching? So we offer a lot of guidance in that in terms of like what you're doing for exercises and how you should be doing it. You have access to TrueCoach, which is an amazing app in order to make sure that you have the right demo videos. You understand exactly, you can communicate with your coach one-to-one, and so you can understand how those exercises should be done. You can upload videos when you've done them, right, to make sure you're doing them properly, and you can get feedback from your coach. And so that's really important in terms of making sure that you are doing things properly, right? Because we're complete proponents of safety first and just making sure that you're careful in terms of how you do things. There's a lot of accountability because you have to mark your workouts as being done through the app, and that really keeps people a lot more accountable in terms of making sure they don't miss those workouts, right? And there's a learning aspect as well too, where you're kind of figuring out exactly what you should be doing and how you should be doing it for a lifetime as you age ultimately, right? And so it's going to change depending on the individual. Just to recap, we do that 3 hour initial assessment at the beginning, and then we design the right exercise program specifically for you. And ultimately, our goal is to make sure you're doing the right exercises to get to your fitness goals, depending on what those fitness goals are, because they are, they're probably different depending on who you are, depending on your gender, your age, what you really want to do with your fitness. And understanding that is a really big part of making sure that you're successful in the long term, because we don't care about what you're doing today or tomorrow in terms of fitness, but are you still doing fitness? Are you doing something for fitness to make sure you take care of yourself in the long run? That's a really important aspect. And so if you're interested, obviously we offer like a no obligation free consultation for you to just come in and chat a little bit more about remote coaching. We can jump on the phone as well too. I'm absolutely happy to do that just because I think it's something that can really help people, especially from a logistical standpoint. You walk into a gym and you don't know what you should be doing, right? Like this happens really, really, really often, and you just end up pulling anything online that that may or may not be a good fit for you. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. It's really the luck of the draw a little bit. And so you want to just sort of be asking yourself, am I really doing the right exercises for me and for what I want to get to? And that's what we're here to do at OPEX, is just essentially help you, give you a guided approach to fitness, make sure you're doing the right things for you, right? I hope that answers a lot of your questions in terms of remote coaching. If there's anything else you're wondering about, feel free to drop us an email or a message or a comment on our on this video. Okay? All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.